I like how she laughed at that. I was just like, yep, I've done my job. That means.
What is up and hello guys, my name is Victor Cabuay and I am from GUILD, the official organization of De La Salle College of Saint Benilde Game Development, and welcome for more GUILD exclusive content, providing you more. And sino nga bang kasama natin? With the one and only Mr. Eri Neeman and Mr. Eruption, Eric. I've played professional American football. I play as a linebacker, and he's way bigger than me. So imagine.
You went linebacker?
Which team?
Juggernauts.
Juggernauts. I thought that. I remember that team.
Mm-hmm. And imagine being hit by this guy, and
you're gonna die.
I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, I think.
But not when it comes to sports.
Mm-hmm. I've seen him kill something with a tackle. It was a little bit of. It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
You won the game.
I just made sure that I got fed in the mid lane.
There you go.
They are the heart and soul of the events. They are the host for today's event, the Globe Conquerors Manila. You guys did a very great job.
Yeah.
I would commend that.
I mean, it's
feeding off the energy of the people.
Feeding off the energy, and there's so many aspects to a successful event. I mean, host is one aspect. I mean, production, support from organization, casters. So two amazing casters right here. Astray and Rico.
Hello.
The next one right there. I mean, Jesus. Oh, never mind. Just joking.
Red suit, red hair.
They match in every way.
Okay.
But a lot of moving parts with an event. So I mean, it's not just on the host; it's just one aspect of it. But it was a good time.
No, I had an awesome time.
Yeah.
We just finished.
How many kids took their shirt off on national TV? That's like 3.
Yeah.
That was a lot, man. That was a lot.
That was good, right, Benj? Yeah. See?
Boy na boy yung crowd kanina talaga.
It was a fun thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about the event. Kakatapos lang ng event natin. Ano masasabi niyo yung overall experience niyo sa event?
That was good. Mm-hmm. What do you think, man? It started strong.
It was a great experience. We started strong, we finished strong. And that's the most important.
Yeah.
Especially with starting strong. Let's talk about that. We had who do we have in the first day?
We had a celebrity show match.
Show match. We had the rap battle coming in.
Rap battle. Good matches.
Also had good matches.
Good matches coming in. I think there was a good. The last series was really good as well. Yeah.
It was tight.
Yeah, it was tight. It was a good one.
And the audience, they loved Kausep.
Yeah.
So we had an international coming in and showing us his master.
Yeah.
I
didn't
total
know.
domination.
I totally didn't know he was the best master in the world.
The same with the host.
I was just like, you didn't know. I'm just like, you're in a cow suit. I mean, I'm sorry. That's not something. I didn't think so.
I asked him and he says, that's the hype.
That's where the hype is. Yeah. It's like saying, like, yeah, you didn't know. I'm like,
he's in character.
I didn't think that,
so,
but yeah.
That was definitely one of the highlights. He had 33 kills, 5 deaths, which was basically 3 suicides.
Yeah.
Charity kills, you can also call it.
And
34,000 for charity.
That was raised.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
We talk about the highlights nung mga nangyari kahapon. So ano nga bang mga favorite parts nyo nung event?
I'm a bit biased. I love the memes. I mean, one thing about it is when Garena got in touch and they said they wanted to do segments, and they totally trusted me with the segments. We're just like Benj, I showed him, Benj, we're doing this. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to see it. I'm just like, I appreciate that amount of trust. I mean, and you want to make sure you do a good thing and always take it to the next level every time. I believe no one has ever produced a song for a performer to basically lip sync to perform live.
Yeah,
I don't think any esports event has done that. So, and I'm glad that Garena and Globe were crazy enough to say, yeah, let's spend for that. And we did, and it went well. Kausep's performance did very well.
Pleasing, I must say.
Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah.
Even online, they were talking about it.
Yeah, they were.
I was checking Twitter during it.
It's not even on Reddit yet. Kausep's going to be posting that. I think that's going to be posted soon. We're just going to get the file for that. But to see things come together, because we've been working on these segments for about 2 to 3 months. 2 months. Seeing it kind of do well and just seeing the crowd cheer. that's the payoff.
The response, right?
When you put, especially with the How to Be Korean video, we were editing that for 2 to 3 weeks.
The crowd went wild.
From the beginning of the video to the end, they were laughing, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's the best case scenario. So yeah, and seeing everyone show up, that's important, because for a community to thrive, for a game to do well, people have to show up. So seeing everyone show up, because that's what people need to see. Like, you can kind of, if you're a good salesman and everything for, let's say, brands, the industry part of it, that's great. But the one thing that will sell any brand is when they see a full packed house of people cheering as loud as they can. If you see that, you don't have to do anything. That's it. That does that. So I mean, that's just the first stage. Of course, you have to build. But I mean, in terms of the industry growing, especially league, it's great that you have a giant brand supporting a game and its community. So it's good.
Especially the difference between Rampage over the last couple of years in comparison to Conquerors. So, 1-day event, jam-packed, World Trade Center, amazing turnout, great response from the crowd, a lot of sponsors, a lot of brands were there, and now coming to a 2-day event at a place that's twice the size, you know what I mean? And packing it out still is a great response for the community, esports. I wouldn't say just only for the League of Legends community, but for esports in general here in the Philippines, it's a massive hit. You know what I mean? It's an eye opener for all these brands and all these sponsorships to wake up and say, hey, we have esports. It's a big future here. You know, and we've created something.
Yes, and events like this forces growth, not just growth in like production, or you have to step it up every year, every time you do something like this. Talent have to get better. Hosts have to get, we have to grow when things like this are this successful. I mean, so with that, it just kind of encourages everyone to grow and, you know, get better in every aspect.
Level up.
Yeah. So this was definitely a level up for the league community.
You set the bar somehow, you know what I mean?
It's pretty good, man. Very happy.
And very happy with Garena.
Yeah.
Very happy with Garena.
Yeah,
and the trust that they had and with all the people in the production.
That's Ben's happy dance. Once he does that, that's when you know that it was a good day. You're just like, did he do the happy dance? Like, he did. All right.
Can we request the staff from Garena na magpaita sa camera?
No, sorry,
They're like,
no.
And we're done with the interview. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ben's, we're done.
So,
They're like,
let's talk about the growth there, no? Kasi nung mga past Rampage, it was a convention style. Makita mo na nag-iikot yung mga tao while the main event was going. And nag-adapt na rin tayo sa mga European and Western countries na arena style yung event natin. Medyo, eto na nga yung first time. So parang, ano masasabi yung difference nung event na to? Kasi medyo, nung ngayon, makita natin na involved talaga yung crowd. Everyone was cheering, everyone was hyped about it. Anong pinagkaiba nung arena style na event sa convention style na event?
well, I mean, it's the nature of the event. Rampage, I mean, in terms of like a legitimate tournament, this is it.
Yes.
And because you have teams, this is actually a major. Rampage it's like an event celebrating esports, but or gaming or the game, but this is a legitimate tournament. This is a major. The winner of this would go and represent worlds.
Represent Southeast Asia.
Legit. That's makes it legit. That's esports. Rampage is more of a it's a different type of show. It has a variety sort of shows sort of feel. You have bands, performances, special guests. But I mean, no one would go to Worlds. Whoever for that, and I think having different teams from Southeast Asia come in, that's a difference. It's a legitimate tournament, and not just a tournament. It's a freaking major, dude.
I'd have to agree with you on that. Just to echo a few things, the difference between Rampage and Conquerors is just definitely the difference. The venue itself, coming from a place that's just open. No seats, really you have to put down seats, whereas here in the arena, man, it's like an athlete. Let's say it's an NBA player coming into his own home, playing on the court. It's that feeling.
Yes.
It's a 360 feeling, not just one-dimensional, okay, you and the crowd. No, you got to perform for everybody, you know what I mean? And that's the feeling that these players get. When they walk in, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm a player. I'm a pro. So these players are gonna get that feeling, and this is the feeling they'll get when they go to the
I
Worlds.
just love how they're trying to ninja their way out. Like you're lifting your bag, like
we are in the same room with Garena casters, Mr. Darwell Llorena, Mr. Asaray.
Just to show themselves.
That's the future.
Hi kayo guys. We got Miss Riku,
That's the future.
Mr. Asaray,
These guys.
Hi, thank you.
the faces of Philippine esports, the casters. Yeah.
These guys, placement wouldn't be as good.
Also,
These guys.
they have been in our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click the links kung gusto nyo mapanood yung interviews nila dati. Yeah, PPGL yun. It's an event organized also by Globe. So, kung di nyo pa napapanood, panoorin nyo. Yan.
Thank you so
Great
much.
job, guys.
You guys as well. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Great job, man.
I'll see you.
Awesome.
Bye.
Awesome, man.
Yes. Right.
Good job, brother. All right, sorry, man.
So much. Catch up on some anime.
Yeah, you know what? Hard work.
Boku no Hero.
Is it Boku no Hero?
Kakalabas lang yesterday.
Yesterday, right? Oh
Yeah.
man, those episodes were so good. You guys take care.
Bye.
Dude, you're in for a treat. Guess who died? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. You guys. All right.
Later. So where were we?
I think.
No, we're done with that.
Alright, sige. So, you've been the heart and soul ng event. Host kayo, binubuhay niyo yung crowd. Kayo yung frontrunners, frontline, kumbaga, nung show. So, tell us about your experience on hosting. Sir Eri, you've been hosting gaming events for quite a while now. You've hosted in bigger arenas than MOA, talking about the Philippine Arena.
Yeah, that was an experience.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
It was
Yeah, I
a
remember
good
that.
one.
I watched that too.
Ako rin. So,
that was something.
ano yung pinagkaiba ng, I think, yung experience ngayong Globe Conquerors Manila mismo compared sa other events?
Well, I mean, it's just it's an esports tournament. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, it has the same sort of format, pretty much, like other tournaments, like Dota tournaments. The only difference is, of course, the community and the game and the culture. You can't come in. I can't come in with the same mentality as I have with Dota to League. With vice versa as well. It's not. I think a great read I had with some PR veterans in esports was the worst thing a brand can do is come into a game within the same mentality. Everyone has their culture.
That's
League has
right.
their culture.
So, masasabi nyo ba na...
AOV has their culture. Dota has their culture. The FGC, those guys got some culture. It's different. It's different.
Totally different, yeah.
So, masasabi nyo ba na iba yung community ng bawat game? Yeah.
Very much. It's so different.
One thing I noticed though is the passion for gaming is always there.
Yeah.
They're the passion, but basta Filipinos like me, I've hosted for AOV, and man, they're so ambitious. They're so you can see the passion through their eyes about the game that they love, and the same with going to Dota events. You can see the passion and love they have for the game, and they'll do anything to watch or meet their idol or their idol team. You know what I mean? That's one thing about the Philippines that I truly love, man. And they are hardcore about that. And that's what makes these other foreigner teams when they come here, they go, oh my gosh, the Philippines is one of the best places on earth to perform, to play in front of, because it's such a loving crowd.
Yeah.
And that's why Kausip, we just spoke to Kausip just earlier, right, for dinner. And he just said, you know what, I might be settling here for the next a few months or so and just check it out. He said this is definitely one of the best places he's been to in Southeast Asia.
He loves it here. He got the love, he enjoyed it. And like you said, passion, everyone's passionate. They go just as crazy for a free t-shirt, like one game for the other.
Yeah.
Free t-shirts,
Right.
they're just going nuts.
They go topless, sing for
I
us.
think League was the only one who went topless, so I think you guys go extra crazy.
Right.
With free t-shirts. You're like, dude, why are you getting naked? I mean, you really want a free t-shirt that bad? They're just like, I said, see, who wants it? They're like, you know what? And that's the mentality, like, if I take my shirt off,
That's it. I gotta
I'm
win.
gonna get this t-shirt. Because
Yeah.
they think that I don't have a t-shirt. Now I have to they think that guy needs some clothes.
Yeah.
Like, if he has compassion, then he's gonna give me that t-shirt. I'm like, That's actually smart. I need a T-shirt, so I'm gonna take off my T-shirt.
I felt bad. There were two guys that took their T-shirts off, and I didn't get to
Go
them.
wear some underwear.
But we get,
Dude, you're gonna kick him out. Kick him out. Like, get out. Yeah.
we ended up giving it to two bucklers. So, but they performed well. They acted. You know, these two. They were like,
That was so fun.
they know how to
I
act.
love that.
Yeah.
That was the funnest.
Effort.
Effort talaga.
Having fun with the crowd is always like a really fun thing to do. It's always fun. We had a good time.
And that's what's one of the best things with hosting.
Yeah, you get to have fun
We
with the
get to
crowd.
have fun with the crowd. Go up to them. They love the spotlight. Once they hand the mic, they're like, yeah, me. Give them the mic. They're like, they started shaking and everything, but we're gonna go out there. You know what I mean? That feeling, the excitement. You know, it's there.
Yeah, it's fun, man. We had a good time. It was really fun. Everyone was happy, and that's
From behind the scenes, and
fronts from the brands, and that's like a big thing. I mean,
that's our goal.
Yeah, that's a goal. If everyone is happy, especially the fans, if they're happy, then that's growth. Like that's growth. Take care of the fans, and then everything else falls into place. And I'd love to see like more teams coming in like from different regions.
Yeah.
Get an NA, EU, Korea.
How about more often as well?
Yeah.
Imagine if we have more of these competitions often. Maybe not in this scale often. Maybe more local events, circuits.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of amazing potential players, man. University, amateur leagues. If we could get that.
Glow mentioned we're gonna do that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they're gonna do it. They're actually gonna have. They're gonna do something.
Abangan nyo yun, guys.
Yeah. So they mentioned it during the press conference. I was at a press conference, and Jake
Mentioned it.
He said we plan to do a league for the local community.
See, there you go, guys.
Also, work on your league skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kasi I remember Mr. Jake Sanjego told us about yung PPGL, ang aim niya talaga is yung grassroots like players from different provinces, regions na battle it out together. Tapos pag nanalo sila sa qualifiers, big stage. So ayun yung goal ng PPGL. And I think PPGL marami pa siyang paparating na events, kaatapos lang ng dalawa. So
There are more and more esports events this year than last year. Like
Actually, you know what? You're totally right. And whether even mobile phones,
Arena of Valor,
Arena of Valor, not to mention Mobile Legends, but everyone's killing it, and
it's filled up an arena in China.
Right?
Arena in China. They had 2.3 million views for the local event here.
within 9 hours.
Within 9 hours, would you believe, per Facebook livecast, 2.3
for a game
views.
here, like on your own cell phone,
Are you
like
serious?
what
Is
the
it-
frick?
Wait, was it 2.3 or 3?
Like if we rewind 20 years ago, when I used to freaking rent an arcade machine, which is this 2 times the size of me, just to play.
Hardcore. I would never rent a machine.
Anyway,
I think di ko rin afford yun.
you said that earlier, bro. Street Fighter. I'm such a hardcore Street Fighter
that's
fan.
your game,
I was 6-7 years old, and I was so hardcore into it. And back in New Zealand, it used to cost 20 cents, and that was still something because 40 cents you can get a Snickers bar. Back then, 40 cents. You know what I mean? So I'm like going, how about we invest in an arcade machine? So bring the Street Fighter home instead of spending all this money. So we ended up doing it. I'm so glad that my parents, said, oh, it's okay. So 2.8 million, and in what?
9 hours.
Amazing.
That was the grand finals for the MPL Philippines Mobile Legends. See that number? Look that.
Yeah, it's 2.8.
See,
That's
arcade
unbelievable.
machine, boom, right here, the tip of your
At
hands.
that top with Mikhail of Benilde. Yeah, I mean, Mobile Legends is the future. I mean, mobile gaming is
Mobile
the future.
gaming.
I think Globe understands that as well, so that's great. But yeah, man, I mean, it's been a really fun thing, and I think it's a very big step forward for the industry.
Mentioning that about Mobile Legends and Arena of Valor. Arena of Valor right now, we've had around 3 big tournaments already this year. And they decided to go serious about, 6 months ago? 6-7 months ago? And now we've already had 3 major events and international events as well for the Valiant server for Southeast Asia. and they're planning to do one next month. So it's becoming regular, and that's what we want.
So, nagkwento si Sir Eric kanina ng passion niya about gaming. So, Sir Eri and Sir Eric, paano kayo na-hook up sa gaming? Like, ano yung story niyo kung ba't kayo naging gamer?
Oh no, I just enjoyed playing. What was the first game I ever played? Double Dragon Family Come Here. Right. I played that for the first time. I was hooked. Then I played Super Mario shortly after it. It wasn't even Mario. It was Double Dragon. That was a great with that 2-bit, like 8-bit freaking movement. That was the first game I played, and ever since then I was hooked. PlayStation was a big part of my life. Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, great games. Tekken 3 was a great one. X-Men vs. Street Fighter, like so many good games growing up. Breath of Fire 3, Final Fantasy Tactics, like some really good games growing up, man. So, yeah, I mean, I think one thing I love is like, even if there's a different generation of players, if you grew up playing, you're gonna connect with gamers. Like,
no matter what age.
No matter what age, if you grew up playing, you can. That's why I really love this industry, because I'm just like, all right. When I decided to focus, I was like, okay, what industries do I love the most? So that's weddings, and that's gaming and esports, because I can see these, and it's such a big
Totally
contrast. No, but those are the things I love, and what I love is when I go to a wedding event, they're just like, "Yo, man, ESL, what's up? What's doing on?" I was like, seriously. And when I go to a esports event, after a while, it's like, okay, he's a pretty good host. He's gonna host my wedding.
Yep.
Would you believe that shit, dude? Like, that's crazy. But that's what I love. Like, if you grew up playing, you're gonna relate with anyone who grew up playing, and I think that's a great thing. Like, even if it's like 10, 20 years older than you, if you grew up playing games, you're gonna connect with kids who grew up playing games. You just kind of understand something, and I like that. I like that. I think, and that's why this industry is gonna literally just belong to gamers or for people who play. For anyone who tries to come in and you're just not that, or you just don't understand that, they'll be like, just dude, like, do
Diyan ka lang.
I mean, do your thing. I mean, you're just not. You're just like, this is not the same language. It's not the same culture. That's why I think esports gaming has their own stars, and I think that's a thing that I love, because it's the people that grew from the beginning to now, that that loved it from the beginning.
Passion.
These are the things that the fans are, the people or the fans are lifting up, and that's good. I think that's very healthy for an industry to remain authentic, and that's great. I think one of the most authentic actually industries is esports and gamers. We'll tell you what's on our mind. You know it. Reddit. We'll get there. Twitter, Facebook.
Whatever.
Some brutally honest. Bench knows how honest this industry can be. They can be pretty brutal.
Brutal.
Yep, they can be pretty brutal. And
But they can be lovable as well.
no, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I think that's a very good thing. It's a very good thing for the industry, for any industry, to remain honest and brutal.
Well, with me, mate, I think you said it all. Like, I started with Atari. I'm not sure if you guys were born then, but Atari. Straight from Atari, went to Nintendo, Sega Master System, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and straight after Nintendo 64, I kind of put the console away and I went into the computers, because one of my best friends who lived down the road, he says, "Hey, I have a computer," and I was like, "Okay, what do we do?" And he's like, "I'm playing this game called Warcraft," and that got me.
That's when your
Dead
life
skis.
changed. Yeah.
So Warcraft was the one that converted me, together with Doom for first-person shooter. And then after Warcraft, I finished that Warcraft 2, and then StarCraft. I just got so addicted to those games, and then that's what opened the door from MOBA, from Warcraft. I went straight into League of Legends, Heroes of New Earth. My addiction to Heroes of New Earth was probably the worst addiction out of all the games I'd ever played. When that first came out, man, I was hooked. And no one could tell me, go back to Dota. No, nah. I'm staying with Heroes of New Earth on, man.
Competitive nature.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they freaking changed the whole gameplay. They, pag disconnect ka, oh, pwede ka reconnect. I'm like, oh yeah, this is amazing. And then the graphics was amazing. The heroes, they had that on point, man. And then a couple years later, went back to Dota, then went to LOL. And LOL, like, this is where I kind of saw that, there is a massive industry of League of Legends here in the Philippines. When I started, and I played that show match in 2016 at Rampage, and that changed my life because I had an opportunity to actually play in front of 10,000 people.
I have to feed my wife.
Aye.
She's waiting for food.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to give my wife love.
I think that's a wonderful way to end this whole interview. Please keep that.
So,
edit it out.
Yeah. The last question na lang.
She said, like, are you bringing food? Yeah, we're bringing food. Oh, I'm so excited. And she's probably going hungry.
All right. Last question na lang. Mr. Jake Sandiego mentioned na partners pa rin ang Globe sa Conquerors. So, can we expect you guys to be here next year ulit?
Well, that depends. Exactly.
It's not our decision. I mean, if
we would love to do it.
Yeah, I mean, hands down. I mean, if you guys are just this game to do like crazier memes than what we just did, let's do it.
By all means.
I think the guys at Globe laughed. Riot, Chris laughed. Chris liked it. He liked it.
It was good.
Riot liked it. So I'm just like, you ain't seen nothing yet, man. We got some more memes that we can do.
Especially here in the Philippines, memes, they fly.
Yeah. They call us meme Nilla. Reddit calls us meme Nilla.
Wow.
Manila.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, the future is bright with esports. People like, of course, Garena being very, very passionate like that, Globe, and more, of course, organizations being very, very passionate to grow it. It's only going to get bigger. And this is just going to be esports is going to be a household thing once. One thing I always like remembering, and I remember saying, is like, because when we were kids, esports, video games were just like, it's not really something you did with.
No.
You didn't really, your parents
Mom's
didn't
like,
get
no, do your homework. I'm going to throw that outside.
But you and me now, we're going to be, you're going to be a dad soon. I'm a father. If my kid is going to start playing video games, I'm going to school this boy.
Exactly. I'll do the same thing.
Done. You know what I
Show
mean?
them how it's done.
I'm like, sit down, young blood. Listen, you came from me.
Sit down, noob.
Let me teach you the ways. And that's, I think, when esports is really going to blow up. I think Tammy of Twitch says that when the parents become gamers and their children are just so encouraged by it, that it just becomes like a household. It just becomes normal. It's just part of life. And I think, I think that's when things are really going to blow up. Yeah, I remember Tammy of Twitch said that. That was really, and I was like, oh, that hits close to home. Because if my kid is going to play video games and going to compete, I'm going to freaking show up, dude.
Right.
And
represent.
I think,
start them young.
Yeah, it's just support. It's just doing something. I think all children want that, like to just have support and just do something with their, parents. And I think, if your kid's going to play, you're going to school him. You're going to teach him the ways, man.
I'm going to teach him the ways of the dragon, you know what I mean? So
it's like, you ever play Street Fighter? What Street? Shut up, you're not my son. Let's do this. Right? Like, you're going to learn Street Fighter if you're going to be my son. I mean, stuff like that.
Exactly.
I mean, those are fun things. But, I think for us, the future, I think, especially for people who grew up playing, it's just, that's when things are going to be at its biggest.
Yeah. And you can see how we're, the society now, it's slowly becoming accepted. Yeah. Parents are like, oh my gosh, they want to they want to pay someone to teach their kid to learn how to play a game.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard these days.
Fortnite in the
right?
States, they're paying for tutor sessions.
Exactly.
Tutoring, yeah.
But having said all that, I must say my part is I still believe in balance. I love the importance of lifestyle, whether you're getting paid to play or whether you're training to become a professional gamer. Yes. I still believe in balance.
Yes.
You gotta have substance.
Yes.
Family, God if you believe in God.
Yes.
Fitness is everything. You know what I mean? You can't just play and there's no sort of health.
Yes.
Health is wealth, right?
Yes.
So keep that balance. Study hard. If you have ambitions to do something else, what I mean. Kids, don't waste your time. But if you believe that you can do it, hey, don't believe anyone else. Believe in yourself. You can do it. Don't listen to the naysayers. That's all you.
I agree.
All right? Put in the work.
Yeah.
If you're